there is something that could happen that would affect the broader crypto market, prices everywhere, global economy, all this stuff. We're going to talk about the $23.32 trillion elephant in the room, the US GDP. It's been growing for quite some time. It looks like a straight line up and to the right, but there have been corrections along the way. There have been these recessions, right? People are familiar with what a recession is. Now, this video isn't going to be all doom and gloom. I want to hit both sides of this because there's an important indicator right now that is pointing to the fact that we may be about to enter a recession. Now, what this is this is the LEI. So this is the leading economic index. It broadly tracks business cycles using 10 inputs across manufacturing, unemployment, building permits, interest rate spreads, among other factors. So basically tracks everything that's going on. Well, the important thing is that it's actually dropped for a 12th consecutive month. It signals that we may be likely to hit a recession this year. Now, we have actually seen the sharpest reversal on record outside of a recession dating back to the 1950s. If you guys are curious as to what the chart has looked like over the last 2 decades, here's what it is. We're obviously familiar with, the blue line here is what that LEI number is. And this, these gray boxes here, these are recessions that we've gone through. Obviously, we're familiar with 2001, 2008, and then we had a mini recession back in 2020. We may have not have even realized it. Some people probably didn't because things just took right back off. If you guys aren't familiar with what the GDP numbers look like, here they are. We can see what Q2 of 2020 did and the explosive recovery we had back in 2023 once things started opening back up. Now, the previous 2 quarters that we've experienced have both been increasing quarters of GDP, pulling the US out of a possible recession. I'll use that because we don't use apparently the world's definition of a recession, but we had 2 declining quarters of GDP and a subsequent recovery. Now, here's the thing. They are projecting that we are going to have 3 declining quarters of GDP this year. They're expecting Q1, the report that we're supposed to get tomorrow, to be a good one. Another strong quarter, 2% increase. That's fantastic. But they're expecting Q2, Q3, Q4, all to be declining quarters of GDP. That would signal a recession. Now, recession is obviously bad, right? But it's not like a depression, okay? Recessions, you can come out of fairly quickly. In fact, these declining quarters are not that severe of declining quarters. That's the key thing to remember here. It's not as bad of a pullback as we could see. It's not like we saw back in Q2 of 2020. These are small pullbacks. And in fact, if we continue at the rate that we've been going recently here, we may blow these quarters out of the water. What people seem to forget sometimes is that there is so much money floating around. There's so much money that was printed that the economy may not slow down to the rate that people expect. So it may not all be doom and gloom like some are expecting. We may have kind of what we saw back in 2020. We may have a short little blip, a tiny little mini recession, and we may recover from that. Now, there are things that are affecting this, right? Obviously, interest rates, inflation, the banking industry, right? All the banking crisis, all this stuff is affecting what we're likely to see in terms of GDP. All this stuff plays a factor. But as we continue to improve, as we continue to see these things recover, we're likely to have an even faster recovery still. They're expecting the Q1, Q2, Q3 of 2024 to be fantastic again. Fantastic growth. Typically, once you go into these recessions, you have 10 years of booming economic growth. And whether they're considering that from the mini recession we had in 2022, 2020, or whether it'll be 2023, we're likely to see a decade of just insane growth after that. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Again, this video isn't to be all doom and gloom or anything like that, but I want to keep people updated and aware about all the things going on, even outside of the crypto industry, because this will play a major factor. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that prices will crash or anything like that, especially if it is a short recession. You got to remember, too, the U.S. is only a fraction of the crypto market in the first place, but it does play a factor nonetheless. So appreciate you guys as always. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely let me know whether you guys think we'll be entering a recession or not down below. Appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day. I hope to catch you guys in the next one. Take care.